thousands of people representing the Filipino-Australian community gathered for the 33rd annual grand celebration of the Fiesta Cultura. The month-long celebration held every October Labor Day weekend is one of the largest community festivals in Australia. Jillian Libuit has the story.
Led by the Filipino-Australian Sports and Culture Incorporated, thousands of people all over Sydney gathered together to celebrate the 33rd year annual grand celebration of Fiesta Cultura, also dubbed as the largest single-day Filipino community gathering in the Southern Hemisphere. Held every first Sunday of October, the Grand Philippine Sydney Fiesta Cultura is one of the largest community festivals in Australia, attracting tens and thousands of people not only from Sydney but also from all over the country. It has been Australia's biggest and longest-running Filipino community festival since 1989 and has been described as the biggest gathering of Filipino culture, food, and beauty at an event outside the Philippines. True to its theme of harmony and diversity, the event aims to gather various nationalities and backgrounds for one whole month, with thousands of people partaking in crowds on a day packed with cultural shows, variety shows, singing, dancing, and food tripping. The highlight of the event was the crowning of Miss Philippine Australia and Charity Queen Beauty, who, along with the Filipino-Australian Sports and Culture, or PASC contingent, will personally hand the event proceedings to the charity's recipients, which include Home for the Angels, St. Peter's Orphanage, Samara University, and the Technological University of the Philippines, with one lucky student from the university chosen to be the 30th engineer scholar helped by the PASC. Opposition leader of the federal government and Australia's former defence minister, Honourable Peter Dutton, graced the event by initiating the ribbon-cutting ceremony. Meanwhile, Parliamentary Secretary for Multiculturalism, Honourable Mark Robert Buttigieg, shared the impact of the Filipino community on New South Wales and Australia, wherein he hailed the cultural and linguistic diversity the Filipino community brings to Australia.
Well, the Filipino community's had a massive impact on both New South Wales and Australia because of the linguistic diversity and the size of the community and the cultural diversity that they bring to the country is very, very important to us because it allows us to grow as a nation and see different cultures, different languages, different food, and the very vibrant nature of the people also makes us more interested in having fun and being alive. So very, very big contribution.
Aside from the pageant and the variety of Filipino cuisine which he enjoyed, Buttigieg said it was also an honor to be invited to the said gathering as the Parliamentary Secretary for Multiculturalism representing the New South Wales government.
I felt it was an honour to be able to represent the New South Wales government because I'm the Parliamentary Secretary for Multiculturalism and it's my job to encourage multiculturalism and diversity, and because I know the Filipino community's got such a big stake in New South Wales and they contribute so much to it, it's very important for me to come out here and see it in person and say a few words of support. And we fund the Filipino community to do that every year from the New South Wales budget, and we'll continue to do it. It's very important.
Member for the Blacktown City Council in Parliament, Stephen Bali, on the other hand, commended the contribution of the Filipino community to Australia.
At the Filipino community, whether it's in sport, whether it's in academia, whether it's in health, particularly in nursing and medicine, whether it's in academia, whether it's in the business community, the Filipino community are doing wonderful things. And I live in the Blacktown area, and Blacktown probably has close to 50% of all the Filipino community lives in Blacktown. So they're wonderful people, and personally I got lots of great Filipino friends, and look, I could even quite happily say on the record it wasn't for the Filipino community, I probably never would have got into politics, so they've helped me out immensely.
Unang-una, nais kong iparating ang mainit na pagbati sa organizers ng event na ito. Pinangungunahan ni Ms. Marivic Ayap Flores. I wish PASC more success upang mapanatili nito at mapagpatuloy itong festival na ito sa mga susunod pang taon. At sa mga Pilipino dito sa NSW at sa buong Australia at sa mga tagapakinig at tagapanood ng SMNI, binabati ko po kayo, magandang araw po. The Philippine Consulate is always open to serve the Filipinos here and in the entire Australia.
To Pastor Abaro Kibole, thank you so much for the opportunity you've given us to expose or show to the world the Grand Filipino. This is the Grand Philippine Fiesta Cultura, the longest and biggest fiesta or Grand Fiesta here in New South Wales, here in Sydney. Thank you for your support, and in return, we would like to support you as well by having, every year, please do remember that we're here, and I would love for you people to come here as well.
Fiesta Cultura indeed is a one-of-a-kind event where not only Filipinos but people of all nations and ethnicities can appreciate and celebrate the Filipino values and culture. For my beloved Philippines, this has been Jillian Libuit, SMNI News, Australia.